Valona, coming at you with some Omega energy. Today, I'd like to talk about a few topics, but just to let y'all know, like, most of what I do here is not to cater to, I guess, some demographic that would like to be told what they like to hear, or maybe they would like to hear more of, things that are grounded in some level of fact, or at least grounded in some level of understanding that going along to get along sometimes works. And that's the group dynamics. But going along to get along so that you don't feel unsafe is a common thing that people do on a regular basis. And sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it. Hold on, y'all. I told you about my dog, Twinkie. She's a Pomeranian. Come on in here. Come on. Because normally I don't have the door open, but I wanted her to have the door open. So she can go back and forth to her water bowl. But as y'all can hear in the hallway, she just goes back and forth when I'm doing something. Now when I'm chilling, she chills. But if I'm working or I'm with a client, they can hear her. One of my littles the other day was like, I know she's there. Can I see her? I didn't want that to distract from my session, but I had to send that little baby a picture of the puppy. And she, even though she's old as all get out, she's still a puppy to me. Anyway, let me get back on track. Distraction. That go along and get along attitude is something I never really got with. Now I have I done it? Yeah. But I never felt comfortable doing it. I'm not a trend follower or anything like that. It took me the longest time to get to a place of maybe getting on TikTok. And I would get on TikTok, honestly, y'all, I'm gonna tell you, it's still uncomfortable. I get a hell of a lot more views on TikTok than I do get on here, but I prefer this. This is the preferred setting for me. Because I can actually clarify an elongated thought. Now, I understand. When I say lowest common denominators, a lot of the content creators, they are talking, presenting, creating for low attention spans. And those attention spans are only getting lower. And everybody's competing with the lowest possible attention span as opposed to making an attempt to raise their vibration in some way. Show them that their attention spans are getting lowered outside of themselves purposefully. The less you pay attention, the less you are aware. The less you are aware, the more gullible you become. Now, old folks used to call it long in the tooth. A polite way of saying, you old. I don't consider myself old, but I'm old enough. It doesn't mean I don't understand what's popular and popping right now. I understand it. But I guess the old part is I'm not with that. But in the same sense, and I'll tell you what I'm talking about in a moment, stay with me. In the same sense, I never did. Even when I was knee-high to a fleet. People who went to elementary school that are still around today can tell you, Twinkie, really, bruh? Now she's on the other side of the desk. And yes, you say, cut her nails. We do. But the floor is hard. And I'm not one of those people who will cut my pet's nails so short that it's uncomfortable for them so I can be comfortable. I think she has the same amount of rights to comfort as I do. So anybody got a problem with that can mind their business. Anyway, for as long as I can remember, this was the case. Now, has it always got me positive responses? No. But I always felt some sense of, if nothing else is true in this world, at least I can be true to myself. That's the reason why I'm telling you. If nothing else is true in this world, then everything around you seems fake. Everything around you seems to be orchestrated. because a lot of it is. You don't have to dive down rabbit holes. Mm-mm. I used to do that all the time. I'm telling you, it benefited me in certain ways so I can understand the world around me a bit better. But on the other side of that, what I can easily tell you, baby, is this. Being true to yourself is more important than any of that. It always will be. One of the things I'm confident about is that part. And that's why this is a epilogue to what I'm getting into. And believe it or not, is one of my shortcomings, or I guess it's shortcomings, shadow energies. We'll call it shadow energies, because I don't like saying shortcomings, because I believe I'm perfectly imperfect, just like all of you all. Okay, is that I'm not terrible at losing. Actually, when it comes to losing, I'm like, okay, that happened. Let me figure out a way to win the next time. Well, it's like a challenge to me. Like, I gotta catch it. Or I gotta find a way to get that for myself. That's why envy never works for me. Never really been one to be envious of anybody. I just try to get things for myself. If I like somebody here, I'm like, cool, you got that. Let me see if I can get it. So I don't see the place for it. So when I say when losing never fully bothered me, that would be the reason why. It's like I just see it as a challenge, like a puzzle that I need to figure out. Thing I'm really terrible at as a person. And then maybe you see, some of you babies might see yourselves in this, is winning. I'm a shitty winner. I'm not saying I am presently. I'm getting better at it every day. But one of my biggest challenges is winning and just being chill about it. I think because I had to get so accustomed to losing things and losing people and not having, that when I achieve something, I celebrate myself more than anybody else. Another reason for that being is, and a lot of you out there might be able to identify with this, busting your ass on your own to achieve something without support and having to clap for yourself and got used to clapping for yourself over and over again when nobody else was clapping for you will make you a terrible winner sometimes. I'm not excusing the behavior. I'm just telling you what it is. It's my shadow. I am comfortable with my shadow. I dive on into my shadow. I put it on, but it's not a barrier to connection with others. There are times in my life where it had been, but at this particular present moment, no. But I still gotta check it sometimes to make sure it's not unintentionally being abrasive. Because there are times in my life where it's unintentionally abrasive. Mm-hmm. And it still happens from time to time. I allow it sometimes. Because if the only thing I would do to someone, and I'm just speaking on just some real facts here, if the only thing that I personally ever send back to someone that has harmed, hurt me, or whatever, is the fact that I'm celebrating myself and they either see it or don't see it, don't matter. If that's the only thing I do, and I'm capable of much more, then I allow myself that. It feels good. I'm not going to take that away from myself because I've had to overcome a lot. But does it still look a little vibrational as fuck? Yeah, it do. But here's the difference between myself and many others I've seen who are light workers, who are absolutely light workers. They tell you to integrate the shadow, but they don't tell you what that look like. And that's what that looked like. I'm a pissful ass winner. When I win, I dunk on motherfuckers. I'm one of those people, if I was a man and I played football, I'd be dancing at the goal line regardless of if I'm going to get a penalty. That's me. I love me. Is that easy for others to embrace or understand? Not always. Holding it back is a part of myself. I do so in certain situations because there's a difference between dunking on somebody who is your equal competitor or equal to you in some way, shape, or form and bully you. See, I've had a tendency to bully once. When I say bully, I'm not talking about hitting nobody first and take it from somebody and just fucking over them because I just felt like doing that one day. No. One thing I can tell you in this life that I am comfortable about, sleeping with myself, is that I ain't never hit nobody first. Physically, metaphorically, and just in our real world life, I ain't never hit nobody first. But I will hit them second. And when I hit them second, that's what I'm talking about. Is that, boom, I'm dunking on them. I'm dancing at the goal line. That is my way to rein me in. Because I am aware of this for myself. I can either do that. Again, once you integrate the shadow energy, you have to love it while also understanding balance within it. Because too much light makes you an asshole too, you know that. People can't even do stuff around you without you picking at it. Like, okay, one day I might eat out at a restaurant and someone who is all light is like, are you really gonna eat that? Do you know that this, and this happened at that place? I am aware. Today I'm allowing myself to have this. While I know I need to eat and I'm craving this, tomorrow I'll be back at it. But that makes you a hypocrite. Does it? Because there's people who eat this who don't give a damn what happened. I'm doing something. And it's more than nothing. Please shut up. That's when your light has gotten to a point where it ain't light no more, it's just judgmentalness. So the light can be assholes too, just like the shadow can be, and vice versa. Well, the shadow energy can actually be more beneficial to a human being than the light. Understanding that part. Because there are times where I definitely know I need to rein in my shadow energy and didn't. You might say, well, is it apology times? No. In this life, I've made all the apologies I'm going to make. Because I'm comfortable with my shadow. I'm comfortable with my life. I'm comfortable with me. And everybody's entitled to that. Should you apologize? Should have you done something on accident to harm someone, and maybe you wasn't your best self, or literally you were unaware? Absolutely, I would too. If tomorrow that should occur, that's what I'm gonna do. But y'all, anybody who's watched enough of my videos have heard me say audio steps, and I think many folks think that's a simple thing to do when, with practice it gets simpler. But it's not simple. Ordering your stuff means that every single thing you do, even the things you think, you have decided that it is your best version of you when you do it. And that means everything. So, I'll give you an example. If a friend comes to me and we just keep keying on the phone or something like that, and they start talking mad shit about somebody else that we happen to know, I'm going to stop, right? I'm going to stop them, right? And anybody who's ever known me at any moment in my life can tell you this. And be like, okay, that person's not here to defend themselves, even if I got a problem with them. So, what we doing right now? Are we talking shit or are we venting? Because as a friend, I'm here for you to vent without that person need know. Because it's not about me hating them or you hating them. Obviously, you want to vent, you need to vent, you need somebody trusted to do that with. But what I will not engage in is just sitting here talking shit about somebody just to do it. I don't personally find that high vibrational, even though there were times in my life, like I see people doing it and I've seen people engaging, I'm just like, man, that looks fun. And there were times that I've allowed myself to be present with that, and I never felt good afterwards. But I didn't feel necessarily bad. It was kind of like a neutral bad. But the thing that would feel bad, I noticed, is when we be in the presence of that person again and them being cool with that person in some way, shape, or form and acting like they didn't just talk mad shit about it. That's how I lost a lot of friendships, and they're like, you just stop talking to me. You just stop texting me. Because I don't believe a person like that and a circumstance like that requires any action other than being like Squidward and just going ghost so much that, you try to interject any kind of energy over here. I got stuff to do. And it's true, I ain't gonna lie to you, I got stuff to do. Or I just tell you, nah, I'm good. And I tell you, if you tell somebody you're good enough times, they'll realize, seriously, you don't want to be bothered. Now, at some point in my life, I decided, well, I said, if you don't like that, then why are you still saying, well, folks will do that? Instead of just engaging with them a little bit or backing off the friendship, why don't you just not engage in shit like that as soon as it starts? You can decide, make a decision, change the narrative of you. Be like, nah, I've determined, once I determine it's just shit talk and not venting, I'm like, look, I started this way, guys. I was like, you should probably not be saying it about that. They're not really here to defend themselves. That never went over well. Because then the person felt judged. And then if the ego turned on, their shadow turned on, and they just feel like the need to defend with their position, and they talk even more mad shit about it, and now they mad with me. I ain't nothing to do with whatever the fuck is going on. So that didn't work. I tried different levels, but the thing that did work, and y'all can have this one if you'd like it. Now, I learned this one when I was like in my late teens. I'm going to tell her as soon as I see her what you just said. And first of all, the stunned looks I get when people say that makes it worth it because it's hilarious. And they're like, no, you're not. I've had people joke. No, girl, you're so stupid. No, I'm serious. I'm dead ass serious. I'm going to tell them as soon as I see it. And the conversation will either change topic or they cut off. They cut it. They got something to do. That released me from all. But here's the thing. There's some people who really thought I was joking and actually had to figure out that I was willing to back that up. And as soon as I saw the person, I wanted to make sure the other was standing right there. It wouldn't be the next time I saw the person. It'd be the next time I saw the person while the person who was talking shit was present. Last time we talked, this one had said, and it's like, you can lose some friends like that. I'm gonna tell you, baby, you can lose some friends like that. But what it really frames is if y'all ain't on the same vibration. Because if you don't like talking shit about people, you don't like people telling you stuff that is absolutely not cool to say about somebody behind their back, then why you hanging with that person? Don't be afraid to lose somebody like that. And the easiest way to lose somebody like that is be honest about who they truly are. Now, they can deny it all they want to, but you ain't lose nobody. Not once. And that is how you can order your steps. As an example of how you can order your steps. I'm not saying it's easy. To embrace the shadow. Recognize it first. Embrace it. Then bring balance to it. Understand moving forward that bringing balance to your shadow means ordering your steps, deciding what you want the outcome of something to be, and who you truly are, the character of you. It ain't easy walking in that. And people say alignment, they throw it all around. That's what alignment is. Embracing all of who you are. And understanding that other people have a right to live in the same world that you live in. And be happy. Does not mean their happiness needs to beat you in the face. Because see, in the scenario we just talked about, somebody just gossiping and all that. That might make them happy. They have a right to it. But you don't have to participate in it if that's not who you are. You have to go find other gossipers to gossip with. Because we all know on some side shit, if they gossiping about somebody else, they gossiping about you. You're typically a bunch of cowards anyway. At least that's my little humble opinion. The way in which you do that, come to alignment, is taking all the things that everybody's told you since you were a knee-high to a flea. There were negative traits about yourself, things that you even told yourself that were negative traits about yourself, and embracing them, bringing them into balance. How you bring them to the light is understanding that it's okay to be that way and to want those things. Be that person. It's okay. While also understanding that if part of that is hurtful to others, figure out a way to have it while causing the least amount of harm to others. That's some balance. But here's the thing. In part 2 or the next video, we're going to talk more about this because this is getting pretty long. How you find your tribe? The answer is in what I just said. Next video, I'll talk a bit more about that. But for now, hopefully you can chew on that with some level of understanding. I use myself as an example because myself, I think there's, what's the word am I looking for? The honesty of oneself is the purest form of truth because only you are in here. You can use examples from our real world, and I do from time to time. For me as a person, I'd like to lay bare who I am, examine that, so I can give you the level of expertise. Nobody's a bigger expert on you than you, and how you relate to the world. Once I got to understanding that we are all mirrors of each other, understanding me helps me understand you. Till next time. You're loved. You leave me here? If you don't forget, you can book a session with me via email or messenger on WhatsApp and Facebook. And I have some sessions for my kiddos, and that's from 7 to 17. Those are free. And for adults, depending upon what you need, those sessions are between 1 hour and 30 minutes. Okay? See you later.